Hit that like button and subscribe. What's up, family? Coffee and Kush TV. You know the story. You know the story. Let's see what's going on in the world today. Let's see who at these who up in here early. Let me see. Miss Lori up in here early. I'm gonna go backwards from this right here. Make sure you in first so I can go backwards. Miss Lori up in this thing. What's happening? Gucci Moses up in here. Water World. Bocat, thank you for that Cash App this morning, brother. Shout out to you. You tried to get that coffee in, but guess what? You can't beat Jason, bro. You can't beat Jason. Shout out to my man, Mr. Harris. You can't beat Jason, bro. You can't beat him. So shout out to you. Let's see who up in here. Mrs. Reality is in here. Artificial. Welcome to Discord. It's good to see you up in there, Deanna. Let's see who else is up in here. Right chair before we move forward. Mama riding. You see the way Kwame, Skinny TV, Tommy Sotomayor, you see how they acting out here? And now Rashawn Delay. Let me keep going here. Boo Lynn, what's up with you? Hard Tunes TV, shout out to you. Great music. Miss Amanda, thank you for my posting my Cash App and making sure that's in there every day so the people can support the broadcast by any means necessary. What up with you, D? KG is also in the building. Mello, what's up with you? Wish, my guy. Don't worry, we be in the truck today. We be in the truck. Don't trip. Let me see who else up in here. Yes, Mama writing. Yes. Do y'all see Miss Janice? Y'all see Chief Janice over there changing up her shit? I think they were the Germans. I think the Nazis did the Germans, and the Germans was over here or something. Press one. Shout out to her over there. Shout out to Barker. What's up with you, Barker? I see you. I'll wait. Who else? Mellow Zone. Okay. Yes. I love it though. I love that we teaching Janice. Her correct history. We got the community going crazy. Even Dane Calloway and them switching up. They don't know what to do. I just want to see more destruction with Kwame Brown and them. Don't be coming in my comment section asking me, can I please help Kwame? No. Could you tell us why this is happening? Could you just care? Could you just, not be so, hey, the YouTube streets is the YouTube streets, ma'am. Press one. I told him, I tried to give Kwame fair warning about the YouTube streets and being sucked in like a damn cyclone or deep. We got him out there in deep water, and everybody, they probably all told Kwame, don't mess with Kev Gills. He's a clout chaser. Press one. I can hear them all them little stupid trolls in the back telling Kwame, hey, Kwame, don't mess with him. He probably went to them, hey, y'all, what y'all think about Kev Gills? Oh, nah, bro. We hate Kev. Don't respond, fuck him. And now look where they led him. It's probably full of them. And now we know who his super trolls are. You see? Without Kwame, they have nothing. That's not the type of people you want around you. Keep you in a repetitive cycle. I need change. I need ideas, fresh mindsets, coffee and Kush. Press one to balance. I need that. Just like some Democrat babies hold you down and they say, what's going on? Then they try to feed off your sympathy. Oh man, look, my child right here on the TV screen. Oh, that made you look so weak. Press one. Here's my children right here. Oh, this one right here. Oh, what did Kwame put that retarded person up there? Press one. That's so sad. Press one. That's so sad, Kwame, shame, that you would seek shame, so low to find defense shame behind a mentally ill person. I have never. I have never seen anybody hold a baby up by the gun that's going off, try to, this bro. He needed somebody to attack that person. Press one. They sitting up there in front of the screen laughing in front of this dude. They got him up there looking terrible, y'all. This is not like this. Not like this. Are they discussing real topics with a disabled person moderating the both of them? Press one. I have never seen this before. Diabolical tactics in the YouTube streets. That's why I had to get out, so I didn't get confused with them. I actually got some sense. I ain't the one that sit up on the YouTube and beef all day. All day long. And Kwame get up there and talk about Gilbert and more Gilbert. Now he about to go tell again. Kwame is the epiphany of what he was talking about. He want to bring a black man down, destroy them, get them arrested, and then get on the internet and cry about it. I have never. Yet he attacked. All these same people attacked me. And now they're being attacked. And now they can't handle it. They got to call the police. They got to call the law. They got to call your job. They can't handle the same stuff. That's what I say about these internet personalities. As soon as you ask them a question, they get to freezing up. They ask everybody, all the celebrities, all the questions. Look at Tasha K. As soon as you ask her a question, press one. As soon as you, hey, what you doing? Confidence goes super low. Look at Kwame. Kwame can say whatever he wants about anybody. Press one. Soon as you say something about Kwame, he can threaten anybody. Soon as you say something about him, that's why these celebrities can't help you. I sat here and listened to the madness for a good 10, 15 minutes. Charleston White, you know, he's another one. Rashawn DeLay don't expose him and said his website don't even work. That ain't even his 501c. He lying about his shit too. Lord have mercy. Even the 90-year-old Rashawn DeLay. I heard Charleston White responded to him. I said, he respond to Rashawn? So I clicked on Rashawn. Rashawn say, Charleston White, you trying to diss Kwame Brown, but nothing of yours is even active. One hand washes the other. All clowns. All clowns. Did Angela Stanton even respond to Charleston? Oh, who knows? Who cares? That's why I love checking into the road to see what's really going on in real history. You feel me? Have anybody out here been studying? I've been getting information. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been getting so much information. It's something called the Black Tom explosion of 1916. Press one. See, if you caught up in the matrix of YouTube beef and street, just like ignorant Democrat kids who don't want to go to school in real life, this is pretty much their parents. Now we got to talk about what happened to us. Black Tom explosion. Press one. 1916, New Jersey. Stand the fuck up. Press one. See? Black Tom Island. Upper New York Bay and New Jersey waterfront. Southern area of Liberty State Park, Greenville. Press one. I know nothing about it. We really study it now. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. So there's been all type of little explosions, and that actually is important because so much of the military's munitions were destroyed. Press one. What military? Shit, could have been the Royal Navy. Could have been the Royal Army. Press one. So people got to do their research. This is all coming down the pipeline. Make sure you're on my Discord. I'll post it up in the notes area on my Discord so the people who are interested in knowledge and wisdom can learn and shit it back in their own way. Do they research? You know, I'm over here studying the Red Cross concentration camps, POWs, the real Holocaust. Press what? How American soldiers turned German or Italian in World War I, and so forth. Some things you just can't make up, you know. Now, I don't have to go too far into any specific topic because, you know, somebody sent me the Oath of a Freeman, one of America's most notorious whatever. We started doing research on that as well and came across a lot of names. A whole bunch of freemen names that were more than likely stolen in the early 1900s, early part of the theft. I told you your names were stolen and given to foreigners. They were all collected in each district and put on black rolls and disenfranchised, as I should say. You know, I also did a lot of research on the way Nazi Germany treated Afro-Germans in Germany. And it was disgusting. It was this one. It was that one. And they also said that he learned his workings from America. My thing is, you know that's a lie because we now know that Hitler had a black army. And he had a lot of Muslims in his army. Adolf Hitler had black people in his army. Adolf Hitler had a bunch of Moroccan North Africans in his army. Mama, right? You get what I'm saying? The American flag, maritime law, is the wartime flag. With 50 states, right? No, that's 50 nations. Press 1. Who came? We got fucked up. Sometimes you can't make this shit up. With 50 goddamn nations who came against thee. All of them. When you went there, they came back under this banner. That is a fact. That is a fact. I seen the switch in my dreams. They switched them. Switched them real good with a bunch of African Muslim. Press 1. These people came back from World War I, riding down fucking New York after a white supremacist win. You had never thought about that shit, did you? When they came back, it was all just racist. Yep. When they left, they had things. When they came back, most of them didn't come back. And the ones that did was some Liberians from North Africa who would never proclaim nothing because reality is they don't have no names. They don't have no land ownership. They don't have heirs or none of that shit. They here workers of the federal government. Press 1 to be free white people of North Africa, just like Black's Law Dictionary say. Press 1. When you gonna wake up, black man? When you gonna wake up, black man? That's all I'm asking. And free white people from North Africa. The black ones too. Free white people. You know when they say they came here on ships? All of them. White people, black people, Muslim, Turks, Polish. set up shop. United States, the only country with states. But it ain't no states because you know it's controlled by a superpower. It's all controlled by maritime law. You can tell them anything. I say the flag stand for 50 nations that came against thee. In a holy pact.
Unknown color.
Global white supremacy. White ain't no nationality. White is all the foreign nations together, 50 nations who came against you. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. What up?
Good morning, Trust Cares, Water World.
Water World, talk to me.
Man, you just said something key right there when you said there's 50 nations. And then I'm thinking, like, why are we the only country that got states? Why every other country got, like, cities or townships, like, but we got states. And then that kind of goes back to how you saying, okay, if everyone is here, they're not going to say this is a part of France, this is a part of Holland, this is a part of China, this is a part of Iraq. They want to put it to states to confuse us even more. It's like how you said it, whoever they was, because how you said the territories, that's how we claimed our nations and stuff. We had massive land. We just ain't had land on one side. We had from South America to the United States to Canada. So why wouldn't Canada, United States, and South America be one whole continent, since they said continents are the largest masses of land? So it's crazy how they got us. And then you see the regions of the world. You can see the Spaniards and the Portuguese attack South America. You can see the French, Canadians, the Russians, and all them Soviets that came from Canada. And you can see like the UK, the British, all the monarchs, the sailors. How you saying they all came to the United States? It's like all these nations came against you, black folk, just you. So it's just crazy how you got us in here, man. It's like fun learning. And then I also sent you an article, Free Negroes Head of State, and right there it just shows how Negroes had endangered servants already.
Who?
So Negroes had black Negroes.
Because indentured servant didn't mean like slave. You didn't eat or nothing.
No.
It just meant employee. You was working and peeling the land for you can have a nationality and be here and pay off your debt peonage from going over there. That way you will be, you will never be, us by blood, but you will have a piece of what you would consider to be an American dream. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. But look how you busted down, okay? This is crazy, right? So look, if we had all these servants, right? I guess because we the ones that had them. And then in that same article I sent you, it showed that they quit doing that because black folks was having too many slaves or too many indentured servants. These white folks that was working for us, they didn't like that. So if they didn't like that, this just shows that all these people from around the world are sending their people here to work, and they people still got to send money back to the Philippines, got to send money back to Mexico, got to send money back to Africa. They like, damn, where all these fools getting all this money from? This is all in America? So if all these people got their family members and people from all over here, and then they telling they folks America is the land of milk and honey, like how you say it, don't you think that infiltration started right there? Like these folks is tough, like the endangered services here, like that we own or whatever, how it works, that work for the black folks here.
Yeah, they wanted to change. They wanted to change the idea of indentured slavery and put the whip to a black man and say this is what slavery was and indentured servants. We'll never do this again. But it all went to pledge towards the state and not the sovereign land ownership of the King Solomon, the kings like King George and all the descendants and all the people that fall under that umbrella. So, that's been falling for centuries. That's been here. So, they just found a way to flip what an indentured servant was to make you be against it and pledge anti-self. You get me? You pledged like the Moroccan Moor to a white supremacist, debt peonage, Adolf Heimlich Himmler, as my friend said, ideology and how to destroy the sovereign King George and his family, his royal family, which is really just God's people. It's just God's people. They just blessed. Go ahead.
No, but like I said, you've been on point, man. That's why they don't want you to teach. They want you to go ahead and be on a tangent and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just noticed too, because earlier this conversation, before you even got back into the topic, you know, almost everyone that went against you or tried to say something about the road, they're not even relevant no more. Back to the road. Like, you got substance, Kev.
Yes. They
don't got substance. All their stuff is like entertainment off the world.
Right.
There's no substance there. It's not real.
Right.
That's why, like, you got so much longevity and your consistency is cool as hell, bro. I just want to tell you we love you, man. Keep on doing a great job, bro.
Well, we will continue to do a great job. Thank you for growing with me, King. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My man. And that's what it's about. Right there. That's what they want us in this Kwame beef and this one, so Sonetta can go back teaching and build. No, bro. There is no more Build Back Better America. It make me laugh every time. Ain't no Build Back Better program here. Oh, no. No, ain't no Build Back Better. Press one. I just be wanting people like my brother Waterworld who been with me. Don't take this time. We can take it and be silly and goofy, but at the same, let's use it. Let's be 70% real and 30% class clowns rather than the reverse. You know what I'm saying? Let's be better, especially this year when we talking about the most important times. Uncovering since the dinosaur bones that never happened. Press one. Y'all love to see me go get a toothbrush and be like this. And I found a dinosaur bone, but it's really the hip bone of a hippopotamus. But if I turn it this way, I'm going to name it a goddamn platypus. You feel me? Motherfucker. A platypus tosaurus. You know. They done robbed all of the graves underground. All of this stuff don't happen right here. Press one. So ain't nothing else to do it. God don't destroy all your entertainers. You ain't even got a choice. They boring. I used to worry, like, how I'm going to get them to ship? No, nigga, you just be you and get them to ship. I thought I had to do a magic trick. But I thought, wait a minute, it's supposed to come to me. Hey, wait a minute. No, fool. What do you mean come to you? It's right there. Press one. There y'all is. What do you mean come to you? That don't make sense to spirit beings. Press one. Come to you. What does that mean? Come to you. Now I'm tripping. Fuck him. Give it to him. Yeah, they had black POWs in German and American concentration camps in the early 1900s. Y'all ever heard of Tartaria? The Reset, San Francisco, the towns that was here, New York, Boston, this one, and then the World Fairs came, and then it was built in a week. 10 years and 20 years worth of work in a goddamn month. Press one, and then destroyed it all. Y'all, that don't make y'all heads wonder? What was here before World War I? Before your brothers was sold off into captivity? Press one. They were sold, and the Catholic Church took their souls, press one, and named it a damn sacrifice. That's why they honor sacrifice. How many people died in World War I? Let's do a tally. Google it. How many black people died in World War I? And then we can't even say World War I. That's a blanket term. We got to call it what the French called it, what the Nazis called it. We can't do the World War I. That's stupid. World War I. When it was all you people. Where's one? That ain't no world war. That's a world coming together on one accord, except you. Ain't no damn world war. What the fuck you talking about? If we can go back and ask those black soldiers, was it a world war? Them niggas put us on the ship and sank it. What they tell y'all? They told us a Titanic. Titanic. Yeah, they told, if we can go back and holler at our people, I bet you they'll tell you, what did they say? What the fuck did they say? I bet you our history in the future, they said the Titanic hit the white people and then it sunk. And Leonardo DiCaprio was like, Rose, Rose, I love you, Rose. Press 1, I love you. Press 1. They just diamond Rose, brother. That's what they told me. I ain't say nothing about no black people being on no goddamn boat. Lord have mercy. Rose. Rose, stop, Rose. Oh, I love you so much, Rose. Made a whole a fucking love story out of nothing. The fact that we officially commemorate. I went to study what happened to black Germans under the Nazis. This is the best history class ever because we go live, right? We go live. Let me see this. So I went and searched. Press 1. What happened to black Germans under the Nazis? So did we get how many black people died in World War I? 770,000. Just help me out. How many brothers? And I don't think that's World War I. Then that had to be like some POW shit. I don't. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. What happened to black Germans? So we're going to read a little bit of what happened to black Germans. Press 1. What happened to black Germany? I'm going to read, even though I didn't graduate school. We're going to read today. Nah, brother, don't run. Don't run, brothers. I know they don't like to read. I ain't going to call on you, my nigga. Press 1. I got to do it. You know, when you start about to read, niggas, oh, come on, bro. Don't call on me, bro. What happened to the black people in Germany? You know what I think, y'all? I think they added that little extra little things to make it. That's the Red Cross logo. Press 1. That is the iron or Red Cross logo with Japan mixed in. That's what the fuck that is. A whole Euro Asiatic, Norwegian, Dutch, Swiss bank nationality takeover mixed with a little Polish and Kazakhstanians. Let's read. All right. And now watch how close this is to you. Watch how close this is. The fact that we officially commemorate the Holocaust on January 27th, the date of the liberation of Auschwitz, means the remembrance of Nazi crimes focused on the systematic mass murder of Europe's Jews. I'm sorry. All right, the victims, I actually know how to read great. The other victims of Nazi racism, including Europe's Sinti and Roma are now routinely named in commemoration. These are the Roma people. But not all survivors had equal opportunity to have their story heard. One group of victims who had yet to be publicly mesmerized is black Germans. Memorialized is black Germans. All those voices need to be heard, not only for the sake of the survivors, but because we need to see how varied the expressions of Nazi racism were if we are to understand the lessons of the Holocaust today. So already they paint a narrative that he was a mass murderer of black Germans as well. Black Jews. You hear me? They saying it right here. Right here. that they stories need to be heard too, right? All right. All right. When Hitler came to power in 1933, they were understood to have, but before we get there, remember, they are black Germans. Press 1. So let's not act like this article is true. This is anti-Hitler propaganda again. And I'm not saying Hitler is a good guy. Fuck him. Whatever. I don't care. What I'm saying is, don't let what's not there be there, because that's not true. He had black army. A whole bunch of y'all. When Hitler came to power in 1933, even though America's racism started well before that, they were understood to have been thousands of black people living in Germany. Some thousand. Can you say extermination program? They were never counted as estimates very widely. So white Jews was counted and these people wasn't counted. Well, how we know how many it was, liar? At the heart of emerging black community was a group of men from Germany's own African colonies. So they had African colonies. Scramble of Africa. Which are lost under the peace treaty, that were lost under the peace treaty that ended World War I and their German wives. They were networked across Germany and abroad by ties of family and association, and some were active in communist and anti-racist organizations. Among the first acts of the Nazi regime was to suppression of the black political activism. Sound familiar? There were also 600 to 800 children fathered by French colonial soldiers, many, though not all, African, when the French army occupied the Rhineland as part of the peace settlement after 1919. French troops were withdrawn in 1930, and the Rhineland was demilitarized until Hitler stationed German units there in 1936. Denial of rights to work. In 1935, Nuremberg law stripped Jews of their German citizenship. What year was this?
Not like this. Not like this.
Before we go any further, you see why we don't know nothing? Because we don't read. If we read, it's going to make sense. How you going to strip somebody of their citizenship who belong there? And according to their melanin, they were there a lot longer. How you going to strip somebody of who that happened to on earth? Who have that happened to? Who was stripped of their citizenship in the early 1900s? You. So let's go back. I just want to make that very clear. You're gonna see. This man right here. What you talking about, Willis? I'm uncovering this in your mind because what I do. We make people smart at the U. I want you to be this smart. When you talk to a Jewish and a German and a Polish and a Russian and a Slavic and a damn Arab and a this one and a that one, you need to know who you talking to by nationality. That way, when you look in the Bible, you can trace them back. Press 1. It's facts. I can't help it. Bars. That way you can trace them back because they all go back to the Bible. So, but look, the 1935 Nuremberg laws, which ain't shit but amendments to strip Jews of their German citizenship and prohibited them from marrying or having sexual relations with people of German blood. Segregation. There ain't about to be nothing. The white man was on the bus like Forrest Gump. You can't sit here. Press 1. Todd. Todd would have looked at me. I'm sorry, Kev. They was you can't sit here. You can't sit here. Corey, like, come on, Kev, don't put me in this position, bro. You know you can't sit here, bro. Yes, sir. And he stripped them of Jewish, of the German citizenship, and prohibited them from marrying and having relations with the people of German blood, which in real life means segregation. And you better not, or we'll hang you. Press 1. And then they put out propaganda that we was monkeys. Oh, that was here? Oh, that wasn't in Germany? Well, anyway, they put out propaganda that they was Russian. Them Afro people over there was German beasts that take your white women. Press 1. So they put fear, the same fear they gave you. Ain't that something? A subsequent ruling confirmed that black people, like gypsies, Karimio, come here. Come here, Karimio. Bring your goofy ass here. Press 1. See?
Shame.
You ain't gonna find this article
Shame.
and play no Indian gypsy music
Shame.
around here. Press 1. When you speak the truth, fire. I don't have to work hard or none of that stuff because I'm in truth. So it's just easy. There it is right there. Like gypsies, Karimio, you know, the wanderers who are stateless, who are black. Press 1. We got to stay with them, family. The subsequent ruling confirmed that black people, like gypsies, were to be regarded as being of alien blood. Press 1. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What happened? Move. Never. Regarded as alien blood. Where you? What is this? I don't care about nothing about that. All right. Woo-wee. All right. Alien but and subject to the Nuremberg principles. Very few people of African descent had German citizenship, even if they were born in Germany, but this became irreversible when they were given passports that designated them as stateless Negroes.
Not like this. Not like this.
Woo, I knew that was a cold reality. Woo, I knew I was going to find that right here. Sound familiar? Sound like refugee, right? Sound like you going to be stateless in your own shit. You just, wait a minute, I'm born here. Now you became what Karimio is, stateless. Of no background, of no father, a bastard. But you God's people though. But you became a bastard when you denied your own. Never mind, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know. It's the important stuff right here. Look at this. In 1941, black children was officially excluded from public schools, but most of them had suffered abuse, racial abuse in the classroom much earlier. Some were forced out of school and none were permitted to go on to university or professional training. Published interviews or memoirs by both men and women. Unpublished testimony and post-war compensation claims testified that they these and other shared expenses. They robbed them too. Employment prospects, which were already poor before 1933, got worse afterwards. Unable to find regular work, Some were drafted or forced laborers as foreign workers. Didn't I say they? My phone. 424-209-9506 when this is over. As foreign workers during World War II, films and stage shows making propaganda for them to return to Germany's African colonies became one of the few sources of income.
Not like this. Not like this.
I don't even know if I want to read more. That was just propaganda. Especially after black people were banned from any other kinds of public performances in 1939. When the SS leader Heinrich Himmler
Not like this. Not like this.
When SS leader Heinrich Himmler, aka Harry S. Truman, undertook a survey of all black people in Germany and occupied Europe in 1942, he was probably contemplated a roundup of some kind. But there was no mass internment. They just lying. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they just liars. Research in camp records and survivor testimony has so far thrown up around 20 black Germans who spent time in it's because they was all burnt up. You burned them all in a furnace and stole a birth record. That's why. Instead of the process, they ended up, oh my God, I'm going to leave the rest for y'all. Oh, sterilization and assault on families. Press 1. Look at this. Do you hear what I'm saying here? I'm going to post this on the Discord in notes and videos so you can read this and come to class and be a better student tomorrow because we're going to be talking about this. Kev Gill's here to wake them up. Team, wake them up. Press 1. You gonna wake up whether you want to or not. You can't be the nigga who smoke weed and drink coffee and dress fresh. Got the earphones on my neck like I'm a DJ. Got the microphone. Got the expensive stuff right here. This way and that way. Press 1. All the good females over here, conservative. Taking them from Democrats to conservative. Press 1. You can't fuck with me. And I'm smart as hell. Not saying that hell is smart, but you get what I'm saying. Press 1. You ain't fuck with me. I'm too good at this. Let's read the sterilization. I bet he did the exact same thing. Press 1. I bet you he did the same thing, just like up above we were just reading. It was the Nazi fear of racial population that led to the most common trauma suffered by black Germans, the breakup of families. Where Candace Owens at? Sound familiar, boo-boo? Me too. The breakup of families. Mixed couples were harassed into separating. When others applied for marriage license, or when women was known to be pregnant or had a baby, the black partner became a target for involuntary sterilization. Oh my goodness. You know when they say, oh, y'all ignorant, y'all having too much irresponsible babies out here. You need to be sterilized and having vasectomy. That's Nazi and white supremacist propaganda. Wow, Planned Parenthood, white supremacist Nazi propaganda. Sterilization. Damn. jailed. Damn. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. In a secret action in 1937, some 400 of the Rhineland children were forcibly sterilized. Press one. Other black Germans went into hiding or fled the country to escape sterilization. And news of friends and relatives who had not escaped intensified the fear that dominated people's lives. The black German community was new in 1933. In most families, the first generation born in Germany was just coming of age. In the respect, it was similar to the communities in France and Britain that were forming. This is when we were building up the communities there. I know it is. This is it. Nazi persecution broke those families and the ties of the community. What legacy of that was a long silence about the human face of Germany's colonial history. The possibility that black and white Germans could share a social and cultural space. Wow. The silence helped to explain Germany. Sound like the colonial age here, the Indians and the Pilgrim, remember? And the silence helped to explain Germans' mixed responses to today's refugee crisis. The welcome offered by German Chancellor Angela Merkel and many ordinary Germans have given voice to the liberal humanitarianism that was always present in German societies and was reinforced by the lessons of the Holocaust, which is that's the Red Cross right there. In the hollows, in the cost is the burnt offering. Y'all already know that though, but who are holocaustics? Catholics. It's no wonder why the Nazis were Catholic and Romanian Jews. That boy Kev cold. They all became, that's why they wear them little hats at the Catholic. The heads of state at the Catholic, they wear them little bitty hats. Who you think that is? You think this is like a game and shit? You think Kev is just presenting truth just to give it to you for breakfast? Hell no. Mental war 24/7. Spiritual war 24/7. The silence helps, let's say, the reaction against refugees reveals that the other side of the coin, Germans who fear immigration, are not alone in Europe, but their anxieties draw on the vision that has remained very powerful in German society since 1945. The idea that, however deserving they are, people who are not white cannot be German. It's the same thing here. If you're not white, what are you? So white is a mask for German, and German is white supremacist. White is a mask. Because free white people is the people of North Africa, and those are the ones we just named here. Europe, Britain, Morocco, and all in the mix in between, in which we established in World War I. I told you that shit was tricky, paying attention to it like, wait a minute. So you gotta ask so many questions. You gotta ask questions around here. So they made you a refugee in your own land as well. There's no plausible deniability, but you see how they put your struggle on somebody, some actor somewhere when it's them. You get what I'm saying? They'll never have to face what they've done if you don't know who you are and who done it to you. They will never. You can sit here and no, you got to tell them to their face. This is what you did. This is your forefathers. You're from here. I'm telling me to go back to Africa. That's where you from. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody. Even Asiatics, even Asians. They call you black, and these are racist countries. When you go there, they look at you like, you, please. Ain't no other better place than right here, walking up the street of Crenshaw, some damn weird press. The silence helped to explain. Let me see. The reaction against refugees reveals the other side of the coin. Germans who fear immigration not alone, blah, 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 blah. Those who are white cannot be German. You think they lost that in one generation of family? Hell no, they ain't lose that. Just like the Ukrainians can't lose that. Come over here and be white without saying, oh, black person. Use a Negro. Press 1. You are stateless, knowing they the ones who are stateless. So it's cool. You got to read, though. If you don't read, you would just go off the propaganda of the pictures. You see this and think, oh, they must be talking about, oh, they talking about Afro-Germans and you. Your people can be Afro-German. You can be POWs. You could have went over there, gave you freedom, started establishing communities. They enslaved y'all right there on the spot. Who knows? You can't say ain't no black people went through the Holocaust. 20 people. 20 black people. Come on. That's disrespectful anyway. But I wouldn't know this if I didn't ask, what happened to the black people in Germany at this time? You will never know if you don't ask the right question. I'm uncovering some great information that I'm finding out none of us really ever knew. And ask, what happened? Like nobody asking right now, what's up with the black Ukrainians over there? What they going through? Then we see YouTube videos. Oh, they beating them up. Get back. Wow, you can't get on the train. What y'all doing? What y'all doing to those black people? What's going on? And we just letting it, you know what I'm saying? That's why I had to get away from the Kwames and the beef and all that stuff, because it's something bigger than that. I came in and YouTube attacked and was into that shit. Now it's just like, this is bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? You really got to know what white supremacy is, what white supremacists are, the ideology behind it. A lot of you push white supremacist ideology without even knowing it. And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, you know. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt to say that you don't know you're pushing white power, you know. So that's what I think, and Janita. I think that the Afro-Americans who they became Afro-German and Afro-French and British who went over there as well, and we established these roots back and forth of knowing how to be, press 1 and run and be free and live amongst one another. Press 1. I think the evil came out of them. That's what I think. I think World War I was the takeover over there. All those nations is right there. These are good people. You just run them over. Defeat them right there. Throw them in camps and make sure, oh, they got people hostage over there. Oh, send all your troops off on a dummy run. Gone. All the white boys stayed here unpacking things. The Negroes, you the only one that got something to fight for. The white people was workers. They was coal miners. They was in the ground 24/7 working, building them skyscrapers, remember? They ain't know nothing about no damn thing. Nothing. They was just here to work. Who you think gonna stay here? The white people right there. Little do your ass know what your freedom loving ass. But your ass ended up in a goddamn concentration camp. Kingdom overthrew in no time. We've been watching the videos. I said, what is this manifest destiny really about? What is this really about? You know? And I'm trying to tell you, it's the manipulation, it's the theater of war. It's to come in as humanitarianism and to overthrow governments. You've seen that with Hillary Clinton doing that over and over. She's just destroying Haiti. But to uncover black people in concentration camps, how many black people do you think was over there? And who do you think is under the Vatican? And where are the names of the black people? Press 1. And where are the bodies and the bones of these people? Because I know 6 million or so bones is in the catacombs of Italy. And if those people are Afro-German, aka Afro-American, aka nobility and heirs to rights, then I think we as Afro, whatever, need to come together and really think about history in a way that makes us move. See, that's a reason. I ain't never had a reason in my life to even give a shit until I really had a reason to give a shit. And when you think about it, like, so Martin Lawrence is German. And those people are German, and that person. And where you from? You from North Africa, Middle Africa? So it's just that our history is told to us so distorted. It's a Rockefeller funded. Press one. It's white supremacist funded. And I think that's why we don't really give two shits about history, because we get tired of seeing that we some damn slaves, knowing ain't nobody in our family. We ain't really. You hear me? We talking 1800s and 1900s. $1800s, 1900s, 2000.
Unknown caller.
We here.
More.
Good morning to you, champion. What's on your mind?
Hello, Kev. This Angelita. I'm from Rockford, Illinois.
Illinois in the building. What's up, Queen?
Hello. So I was calling in regards to what we were just talking about right now with Ukrainians. I did see a story because I watched the international news, and they had a couple of students coming out, and they ran to media, and they basically said that they are being currently held in concentration camps. So I did see it like in a newspaper article, but due to the propaganda, they put the white, like say for example, people that they said were the Jews that first got they killed during the First World War. So they basically said when they put the pictures up, they're not showing that they're the black Ukrainians that's being held in the concentration camps. And they put the articles of the white people, like the kids and the women, with the stories of, like, say, when Stalin was the president. Another thing is I noticed in the article, like in, I think, 1919, I read when majority of the minorities that were over in Ukraine were in Crimea. Also, I was like, well, dang, is that what they were talking about with Hillary Clinton when she was in Crimea? When she went, yeah. I was like, oh my God, like this is all clicking right now.
That's crazy that you would even remember that, because you're right. I used to say to myself, what are they doing in Ukraine? But Crimea, I think you're onto something.
Because I read that that's where the majority of the minorities were living. And that's where a lot of them came up. And I also noticed in 1919 some birth records, like it's Wikimedia. It's kind of like Wikipedia, but Wikimedia. But they actually have the German records when they were coming over to America and being naturalized.
Being what?
Naturalized.
Okay. Okay. Like, what happened?
Well, they just basically said it just basically had the date. They didn't put, let's say, the new name they were given, but they did put the new address to what. So they came from Germany or even Chinese. Like it'll have their name, their surname on there.
Yes.
They didn't put the new surname, but it did say, for example, at the bottom, if let's say the new address that they were being moved to from their old address from Germany to the new address over here in America, but not the new surname. So there's actually a lot of records with a lot of this information on here. It's just that, like you said, we got to get into it and look for it.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear more. Thank you for the call.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, man. I love that. I love that. It's crazy because Germany's classification on black people is exactly the way Walter Plecker and them and the people who said we come from monkeys and stuff like that. What's that thought process? Darwin's theory and all this other stuff. It's the same format. Darwin's theory is nothing more than Germanic white supremacist ideology. And when they came over here and were doing the human zoos at the and stuff like that, they were pretty much teaching these people that this is how you treat black people. This is how you treat them. You know, they had a place called Louis Vuitton at the human zoo. Yes, LV. Yeah, that's property of Louis Vuitton. They was at the human zoo as well. Yeah, it was all about selling things and doing things, but it's crazy how all of those people at the world fairs were Russians, Ukrainians, Germans, all on one accord. All on one accord. So they was over there. They was over there in the theatrics of war, doing what they was doing. They would put on a show here. Cowboys and Indian shows. And then, all of a sudden, little swastikas flying around this bitch. What's this? Oh, this is a generic war type of thing. This is not real. This is theatrics. Design me with this scribble sign. It's like medical. It's nothing. This is nothing. These motherfuckers was walking up American streets with the Nazi banner hanging. Trust me, I'm there in my head. They was walking this way I see. This I'm gonna let you know how deep this is. They were walking up the American street with Nazi motherfucking banners. You know, have you ever seen World War II and they got the American banners hanging over and people out the window? Yeah, they were doing that shit in World War I with the Nazis walking up New York, San Francisco, Chicago, everywhere they went. Your history is nothing more than a damn production. It's nothing more than a real life Truman Show production. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. You got all these people, and I'm researching the Hellfighters. Even like I say, I bought the book, and I'm saying this story is too good. This is too generic. This is like, only thing I can think about was the Manchurian Candidate and his storyline of how he became a world-renowned soldier and how the scientists programmed them Nazi Polak Russian scientists, MK Ultra they had, and had them thinking they was really in a war when really they was just in a simulated, you know. And you got to ask yourself, did your history just become a play? And you just living in it, and all of these people y'all see as entertainment is really just actors and shit. Just, I mean, because how long can you just like, okay, I'm an industry hoe or industry nigga. How long could you keep this up? That's what I'm asking. Like, y'all, like all the way to the end. You're like it's you who are the violinists while the Titanic is sinking. Like the entertainers, even regular people is like, damn, you just don't know nothing else.
Unknown caller. Press 1.
Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air? What up?
What's up, Kel? This B from Texas calling in and joining the class, man.
What up? What up, my guy?
Hey, you talking about Germany and the Third Reich. You know, when they say Third Reich, that's them, right? So I started thinking, man, what is a Reich? And I looked it up. It means it's an empire, or they say it's an empire. They done had 3 empires. The let me see. They had the Roman Empire, they say, the Holy Roman Empire, the German Empire, and then the Nazi Reich is the third empire. Can you hear me?
I'm right here with you, King. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, another definition for Reich other than rich and empire is realm or kingdom. Okay. And then the other one that really tripped me out, the definition of Reich, is, hold on, where is it? It was talking about Ashkenazi or German.
What is it?
It's the Ashkenazi people or the German people. Another definition for Reich is for a rich or noble man is Reich.
Yeah.
So basically, them stealing the riches of God is they realm now. Now they in their realm. You see?
Well, yeah, at some point in time where they stole it from, they were the right. It was by birthright.
Right.
So it's a stolen kingdom. Go ahead.
Right. And I was just wanting to add that to class. I saw that. I didn't know exactly what a right was. And to see that, what it really means, it opened my eyes a little more to what you're saying.
So like what do you take from it? What do you take from it?
I take from, like you said, a stolen kingdom. It's a right. They in their language, they know what it means. We don't know. You know, I speak English. So when they saying Third Reich, I'm not understanding what that means. With me, and what is showing they had a stolen kingdom, and what they consider to be rich, they became rich with us water, like the Bible say. That's basically what I'm saying.
All right, then.
Hello? Yeah.
Thank you for the call, champion.
All right, thank you, brother.
Man. So, yeah. Being in the correct time of history, especially with this Nazi stuff, I'm not saying I'm 100% right or nothing of the sort. What I'm saying is ask questions. That way we can think as a collective about what happened, because nobody's going to tell us our history. Nobody. And from the looks of it, I can see why. I wouldn't want to tell this story neither, but I would love to. You feel me? I would love to tell this story. It's a beautiful story. This is real nice. You know? Somebody said he said the Ashkenaz. Well, like I said, the Ashkenaz are in Genesis, the sons of Gomer. You can Google it. That's not Israel. So their whole conception of Israel is stolen legacy, even according to the Old Testament, what they consider the Tanakh. If they go read that and you ask them about Genesis chapter 10, the sons of Gomer, you're going to see Ashkenaz. That's the Ashkenazim Russian Jew. That's the Khazarian. Them are the sons of Gomer. That's not Israel. A female asked me today and said, Kevin, right on my Instagram, $1 million question, nigga. She didn't say nigga, but $1 million question. How did the Jews go from Nazis to Jews then? Just bring your ass to class. I say it every day. Just bring your little ass to class, press one. I'll tell you all about it. And just pay me my $1 million. That's all. I don't think you got $1 million to pay me. I don't think the question is worth $1 million, but I'll tell you the answer. These people act like the Riddler. Straight the fuck up. All type of tricks and so if he had not, hold up, I was just reading something and I saw the LGBT movement making a move Press 1. Look at this, y'all. This is what I be seeing. LGBT. Look at their ass at the top. Right? This would have my attention. But I got to show you. We all know about the horrendous treatment of the Jewish people in Germany under the Third Reich. And many will also be aware of the horrors suffered by the LGBT and the Romani people as well. But few people know about the suffering of black people in Nazi Germany. Well, what if we were taken captive in North Africa and brought here to work? Press 1. And stole the identities and all that shit. Press 1. What if you was enslaved at that point right there? Because the Red Cross ain't nothing but a bunch of these people who are, when they go home, all together. I think the people at the World Fairs is military, foreign military. Press 1. Trying to look normal and shit. Rex, the right, the Regal, Resh, Relish, all plays on Rex, which is XP. In parentheses are whatever you got. Chiro, backwards. Antichrist, press 1. But Chiro forward must mean what? Chiro forward must mean what? Are you talking about key roll, not chi? It's the key rolls. Press 1. See? IVS. And when you're dealing with the key rolls, you're dealing with the individual with the key. That individual is Cavro. Press 1. He is the key. That's the thing. That's the problem with you niggas. You couldn't see me if you wanted to, IVS. You writing me right there. That's me. The balance, nigga. The point in the knee and the point in the matrix where he said, and everything said, woo. Yeah, that moment right there that you dream of, IVS, right there. I'm trying to tell you. I like the way you added all that up. Just don't forget to say my name when you got all this beautiful numerology. I like that. What you say? Rex 34? What you say? I like the way you said that. XP, this one, Rex, right, Regal. You sound like a smart individual. Now go do your gematria on Kev, bro. No, IVS, I'm with you. I know you're with me. I'm not attacking you. No, this is glory to God. Yeah, I like that. I like that you there mentally. There you go. I like the way you added that up. Nothing again. I'm excited for you. Good. Whatever it is. However you came. Press 1. I didn't say however you came to that conclusion. Sounds great to me. Great. I like it. If I didn't like it, I would have blocked it. But I liked it. I like what you said. Hitler accepted blacks as German people. I don't know about that. I know Heimlich Himmler didn't. I know that the daws role, the reclassification of us here, we were duped out of our heirs. Press 1 to build this nation up and be the debtors. It's the bankers who robbed us. Press 1. It's the bankers who robbed us. Them people wasn't holding Nazi signs in the 1920s and 30s in the South for nothing. Press 1. They wasn't doing that shit for no damn nothing. They did that because they were Nazis. They formed a political Nazi movement here in America, and the FBI was watching them, and they get the fuck out of here. What the fuck is y'all talking about? The FBI is with them. What's that dude's name who created all these people? These is George Bush. Prescott and them. This is Nazi money. Nazi surveillance.
Unknown caller.
Nazism at its finest. 50 niggas, like Tupac said. 50 nations came against you. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Yeah, this is Jordan Sloan.
Talk to me.
Yeah, so I just want to share a quote from Hitler accepting multicultural individuals as part of his people.
We already know that it was just propaganda. We know that already. Yes, sir. Why? And what? And did all of the same things that happened to Afro Germans over there, did it happen right here in America?
I don't know if it happened exactly the same. I just want to share. Hitler saying that the German people include more than just the white race.
Right. We know that. That's what I was saying.
Okay, well, maybe I was a little late. I just wanted to make sure and share that because I was doing some research on this book, Black Nazis, that I thought you had suggested we read too, and I saw that in there.
Good. Thank you for that, Keith.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. I want more. Give me more. Give me more. Not one thing. Give me 10 things. His brain is a few. He like, is Kev like cool or is it? Come on, bro. A lot of it. We need more. I just want to let you know, you're right about, no, hell no. Come on with it. Fire them up. They said the Nazis. Listen, did anybody do any research on concentration camps in America? I gave you guys concentration camps in America. Let me do this. Because if you would have called in, sir, you feel me? With this type of information, concentration camps in America. You will see that they did have concentration camps. All unknown caller in America. Press one. All over the place. Were you a POW in any of these concentration camps? I believe you were. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. What up? I believe you were. Were you a victim? I don't know. Was there explosions and bombings going on in black towns all over America, mid 1800s to early 1900s? Yes, they were. Were there sabotage, munitions, and dams being broken, and towns being drowned out, and all type of guerrilla war tactics being pulled off on the civilian communities, especially the black? Yes, there was. We got to start asking the right questions, not to just feel bad that you was a slave or none of that. Who enslaved you? The American Red Cross. Maritime law. The Nazis, the Germans, the Russians, the Vatican, they enslaved you through humanitarian efforts, then made you indentured servants. They made your great grandfathers slaves and then sterilized a lot of people. You know how they said smallpox killed off the Indians? Smallpox nearly killed you off too. Thanks to the American Red Cross in the early 1900s. You just never correlated the two because each one of those 50 nations took an identity point and made it their own. Like them Nazis over there that served under Hitler. Oh, they just said they was Indians and native to Americas and established themselves under the federal government who recognized them which was the powerhouse, the bankers behind what they needed to fool your ass with. So now you got black people who swear they was an Indian at the same time they ass was in World War I. You understand what I'm saying? They don't know what to do with this type of knowledge. Press one. They don't know what to do. That's why Janice said, fuck that, I give up. I submit, King. Press one, I'm not an Indian. I'm not this one. We got heirs, and ain't no such thing as no Indian with an heir to no land patents or nothing in America. It's all Negroes who lost their identity in the war. She was just surprised that I was able to pinpoint when they lost it. In fact, you'll be surprised. Press one, since we're here, shout out to the queens that's out there in the world that keep Kev Rowe greatly informed about what's going on. We don't make this shit easy. Said, look at your neighbor, this shit easy. Press one. Remember, we was looking for all the names in all the counties and all the places that could have possibly been stolen to give to hundreds and thousands of new immigrants by the boatloads who was coming from Europe and Russia and North Africa, in which you gave them nationality. They came over here and took your damn name. They went from indentured servants and employees to owners and landowners and giving deed. There you go, 50,000. Now go on out east, go on out west and build, do things. Just go in a house, take it. Ain't nobody there. And why wasn't nobody there? What happened to all the black people who own things? How they just vanish? Press one. You got to stop playing a role and ask important questions of children of the damn corn. What happened to my damn family? Stop wanting to be a damn rapper. Press one. The fuck you want to be a rapper for? You about to be owning some rappers. What the fuck is you doing? Come on now. Look at this picture I got up. This picture means everything. When I proved that we went from National Guards here to Italians and German soldiers, not like this. I didn't know it was deeper. Press one, I thought we was deep already. You feel me? You know how you making love and you real deep? Press one. Don't worry, I got this. This is how I thought it was. I thought we was deep. I just couldn't get no deeper. Press one. This is for the Democrats in the back who and you know, this one in the fight. Yes, you can. The earth said, what? Roll over. Don't you dare slow down. What the fuck? You find out the real. Sounds like that's what's going on today with all these foreigners getting aid in Biden. It's just the Biden administration is the damn American Red Cross. The president is the Red Cross. All of them is the Red Cross. The Red Cross got here in the early 1900s and subdued you like a rattlesnake. Press one. It's a Negro tied up in a rattlesnake fighting with this fool. Press one. But the Red Cross is the powerhouse of the banking system. It's the religious structure of this goddamn beast. They identify themselves with the Red Shield, the Rothschild, the Red Cross. Come in and set up what you think is a damn humanitarian project. Them Nazi programs, I bet you was the opposite. I bet you, listen to me, I bet you them Nazi Holocaust camps was the opposite. I bet you them bitches look good. I bet you them bitches look like, oh, what's this? Press one. You go in there and watch a movie, never come out. Press one. Now you got to trick a nigga to do some shit like that. Here, drink this. Fine alcohol. Step right on up, loser. Press one. You got to be able to see these people crazy, G. I bet you this shit was looking shiny. Press one. Boy, this motherfucker, I bet I'm so shiny. Had you in there taking a whole shower. Next thing you know, you know it because you've been to jail before. That's exactly what they do. You know how them guards stay out the shower? But when you go to jail, all right, guys, see you in a minute. Doom, doom. Imagine that. Yeah, that's what happened. And then took you out back. buried you in a mass grave some goddamn where. Put you on a train. Yeah, that's what the fuck they did. Press 1. They open up that back door in the back where the train running and throwing on the back, and they just throwing bodies in. Choo choo. And take them bitches on. Press 1. I don't know what they did because they won't tell us. You got to make it up like a movie. You got to do it since they won't say it. They've been playing and telling you the truth this whole time. Now what? The Nazi concentration camp is the Red Cross. The Red Cross is who helped you, who put you in slavery. It's a trip. This is why I said the Nazi German, the Afro-German, the black people in Germany and Italy and stuff at the time, they look just like us. Martin Lawrence is this and all type of shit. They look just like us because they is us. They're the ones who was over there reestablishing up North Africa and helping build that up. See if they can coexist and shit. A trial period. Hell no, you can't coexist. Look what they did. That's why God said to each nation, when he get finished with this, you going home. You taking your ass home. All of you. To each man going to return to his own land. Press 1, that's what you doing. I know you like to play Xbox in America, but you going to like to play Xbox in Ukraine. That's what you going that's where you can play Xbox. They got the same internet, bro. You feel me? Order Wi-Fi, bro. Go to your local cafe. It's the same thing. You just gotta adapt to the humidity and goats and stuff like that. You get through it like Nipsey Hussle did when he went home. Press 1. You can't wear Pumas here. Press 1. You might want to tie them shoes up there. Press 1. They took Nipsey home. He turned it into an Arab bonus. Press 1. Cuz came back full beard. They was over there making fun of that nigga. Nigga, press 1. You ain't got no beard. That mean, nigga, you not a man. Ha ha. Press 1. You choose wife? Yeah, that's pimping. Hell no. She choose you. Press 1. What are you doing? I can imagine them niggas clowning that nigga. Look, this guy still ain't married. Press 1. Could you imagine? This guy right here still ain't married. Taking my time. You take your time. What's that? What the fuck is that? But anyway, oh man, that shit just funny to think about. I saw that documentary the other day. But anyway, Nazi concentration camps, Germany, Red Cross. Have you typed in floods in America in the late 1800s, mid 1800s, early 1900s, which gave the Red Cross power to come onto the lands of America, in which I think is the invading army? They came here at the same time they was having world fairs. This is what Tataria heads ain't gonna tell you. They don't think about this. They do shit to get you out of to make you think about weird shit. Why all those people look displaced at the world fairs? Because they ain't never been nowhere where they seen some shit like this. Press 1, what the fuck is this? They need to tear that down so they can say you didn't build nothing. Only thing they left up is the goddamn Statue of Liberty. So when they come here, they know. And they come right through Ellis Island and get nationalized. Press 1. And then they had kids. You know how they be talking about the Mexicans be having kids? Come across, they call them anchor babies. They did the same thing. White people come from Germany and Russia. And blue eyes and red lips. And blue hair, blonde hair, that's Russian. That's Ukraine. You ever been to like Beverly Hills and say, where these white people come from? Where the fuck do y'all rich motherfuckers come from? That's Russian and Germany and Polish and Ukraine. They marry these white national anchor babies and they have citizenship. Y'all know how y'all be married. Y'all black women who sit on the couch all day gossiping about niggas. Y'all know how y'all be marrying African niggas and they get citizenship and leave y'all. These bitches, these niggas, they pay. These white women, they had paid $10,000. Come here. A family from over there, come here, you little woman, you. Marry my son. How much you been? $30,000. They got all type of hustles, black man. We would have been rich. We knew this. Press 1 every 3 months. You only got to stay with these hoes 90 days. Press 1. Just say we ended, she left me. You got a great excuse. She left me to be an American. I need to try again. You can use that bitch about 3-4 times. You ain't got to do no PPP loan to marry a foreigner. You don't take marriage serious, no way. You don't take marriage serious. You might as well make an extra $20,000 to $80,000 a year. You make that, nigga. You got to stay with her for how long? On 4 them gray. Nigga, I have that goddamn Arabian daddy cracking right there. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. He keep wanting me to try. I be telling the federal government, lying like I'm on. He keep wanting me to try. He got another wife for me. He just said he liked my dimple. He want me to be happy. He watched my show. He want me to be happy. He got another one. Fine. Press 1. I'm a real American. I do what the fuck I want to. Press 1. I'm a real American. I've been through things. You feel me? Look at this shit. I've been through things. This is trauma. This shit right here. I need all mine. They are still paying. You damn right they still paying. In fact, I'm finna start doing Netflix reaction and shows. You ever seen that shit? What's the merit shows where they fly in from a different country? Usually Russia or Ukraine, and they marry these white people. And sometimes it's a black man with a Filipino woman. Some nerd nigga. Press 1. I marry for love like a nut. None. Nigga ain't getting none out of it but a headache. You needed that, nigga. You can, nigga, what? Your birthright is, nigga, cha-ching. One of these little foreigners marry you. Nigga, they rich where you come from. If you buy them some goddamn shoes, some shape-ups, nigga, they happy. Press 1. These people come from the Philippines. Nigga, they be in the mud catching eels and breaking things and putting them here and putting it over there in baskets. You motherfuckers ain't scared of shit. Press 1. You damn right. It's a pleasure. I'm not fooling. Nigga, you go to one of these countries, white women do it all the time. They go to these little poor-ass, Dominican-ass countries, waving that little money around. Boy, be fucking him, and be in America playing Catholic. Press 1. For his glory. They get some shape-ups, they be happy. Anything. Boy. But let me get to this. That's Kev late at night. I don't want to veer too far off the Democratville, but real shit though. To know or to ponder was the American Red Cross in the early 900s seen as concentration camps. And not only were they seen as concentration camps, they are Nazi concentration camps because the Red Cross is nothing more than the Black Cross. The Red Cross is nothing more than the Catholic Church, the Swiss government, where it's all just white people. You can't distinguish Nazi concentration camps. I'm the one who figured this out from American Red Cross, especially in the early 1900s. Do you know who was running the Nazi concentration camps? Nigga, the Red Cross. Who else? I would never thought in my wildest dreams. Do you know that I got video with the Nazi German soldiers with the Red Cross? showing people around the concentration camp? Huh? I said I got video with German soldiers as the Red Cross. These people could be like morticians and shit. Press one. They probably came to collect every damn thing. Hey, you guys, shots. Motherfucker just passing out. Press one. And I always get to there's no going back for me. It's not even about this with me. This is easy. This is going to hurt a little bit for y'all. You know, I'm trying to make it bring some type of smile because it's going to hurt. Tupac even said it's going to be some hurt. Shit you find out. Oh, it's going to hurt to see this shit. This hurt, G. You know what I'm saying? They said 20 black people died in the concentration camp, but all them white people who said they were Jews and are not, but of the synagogue of, why would it be the synagogue of Satan? Because at that time, the Khazars are Russians and Germans, and they're Satanists. They're hell fighters. You don't believe me, but they are legion. Like the Italian, that's legion. That's a consensus together, like the Bible say. That's why I relate everything back to God. Because the Bible say they are legion. And they say they are legion. God say they are confederacy and they have came against thee, because ye now hearken unto my word. They say we are confederacy against thee. God say all nations have conspired against thee. The Confederates say all of us is from the many nations and we conspiring against you. And the Bible say he's going to put you in bondage and ship, and he's going to send a nation from far away east that's going to come and put you in bondage and not care for your young and weak. King Leopold said, send me their firstborn and throw them in the ocean and steal their heritage and put them in debt bondage and give it to the Catholic Church for trust bondsmen. And the Bible say they're going to be bondsmen for the world. And then the beast say, you have become a bondman and you shall not eat. The Bible say you shall build many things. You shall build a house and you shall not live in it. The white man said the black man built the White House and never lived in it. Y'all just walking around stupid. Come on, you don't believe in God. What the fuck is you talking about? Your life, nigga, is a goddamn testimony, nigga, about the proof that there's a God. What are you talking about? Your life is validated, nigga. Your history is right there. You get mad if you want to. You can't get away from this. You gonna get that work. You gonna get that work. You feel me? Everything that it say, you went through. He put you in bonds with ships. You gonna serve your masters. Y'all out here doing yoga, believing in Buddha, all type of shit. That nigga said it's 8 realms in the earth. Nigga didn't tell them niggas the Wi-Fi. Use some money, conscious ass. Press one. Ain't no damn. What are you talking about? Y'all don't gave way. The Bible say I'm gonna give them over to their own minds, reprobate minds. They wonder why I be laughing and shit, why I be joking, because I'm sitting up here saying, do you understand this? What I'm saying here? So if the Germans, if the Red Cross is the Nazi concentration camp, and they also are the ones who did what they did over there to you, Hitler even said they got the idea from them. Who was them? The people who did it to you. The Red Cross and the federal government. Y'all better research the 1898 Wilmington, the overthrow of the Carolinas of the South. Press 1. Those are the real civil wars. Press 1. Those are the real civil wars. They put y'all way back in time when it really happened. More up, family. Press 1. More up. So it's important that we remain diligent. 424 209-9506 Coffee and Kush TV. I'm taking calls. Feel free. Shout out to my Cash App, though. I didn't even hear this. Hold up. I don't need to hear it. Just do God's work. I just be wanting to do my shout outs, let people know what's up and what this really is. This ain't no YouTube page. We too smart for all that. This is a living testimony. This is a revelation, live and direct. Facts. Shout out to Mr. Coopwood. Shout out to my man, Mr. Coopwood. Sheila, thank you for that. She says, thank you for the history reveal. I told you, it's a revelation. They want you to be afraid, but you don't be afraid because you already went through it. What's the hard part is you've been denying God. See, God told you what he was going to do to you. He told you he was going to bring your kings all the way down because ye not hearken. And y'all been set up here just believing in some white Jesus, believing in Mother Mary, believing in Kali Ma, believing in everything. He gave your ass over to right what you was looking for, and look what you did. Press 1. Look what you did. You just walked right in. Every curse he said was going to happen to you, you walk right into it. Not because he hates you, because the Father knows you about to run into pimps, drug dealers, hoes, everything that's a curse, because you going after what they all like. So you's a victim going off into you just a lamb. Look at you trying to be a lion. Look, they're going to take advantage of you. Look, all right, without my protection, who you think been protecting you this whole time? He chose you not because you was big and strong with nice hairlines and threatening. He chose you because he made a covenant with your damn forefathers, fool. Press 1, they had nothing to do with it with you. Stupid. Press 1. You were just born in it. Press 1. You were just, shout out to my man Bo Cat for the morning coffee, and my man Jason Harris for today's sponsors of the show. I really appreciate that. Yeah, people be getting it twisted. Like Lacquer Black say, that's not for you, that's not for me, that's whatever. I'm telling you it is for you. You cannot know history, Chief Janice, without knowing God. God is the author of your damn history. He's the one that did it. He the one that led you right there. You went right into the tree. What Eve did, y'all went right into moon worship, just like Ezekiel was right there. It's in the book of Ezekiel. Every curse that's in Deuteronomy, you don't went through. You can look back and see it. All we got to do is listen to Deuteronomy. I can play Deuteronomy right now for the 2 hours straight, and then lay down everything that happened to you this whole time. You just ain't paying no attention to God's word. That's that. You can't run from your fate. You can't run from Deuteronomy. That brother who called in yesterday. That's why I believe in the Old Testament, the New Testament about Christ. Bro, just stop. Focus on the history. Y'all stop trying to call my show and teach unless granted. Because some of y'all just coming to knowing how to think. So just slow it down. Talk to me about this. Don't be trying to teach people about God and the Bible. Let the females go off of what they do and the fellas who know what's really going on. But, to know that the concentration camps was ran by the Red Cross, nobody talks about that because it's how they all gain nationality. This Red Cross thing is what y'all was doing in North Africa by way of humanitarian. Don't touch us. We here to help. Heroes. Motherfucking heroes is here. They don't want this. They better not come over here. That type of shit. The Royal Army. And they don't taught you that these are basic uniforms and basic flags. And those are basic people. Because you don't know that even royalty wear regular clothes. Even royalty go off to war. Royalty is what goes off to other nations and make deals. The kings and queens of the Americas knew nothing about, other than his representative. If we going, we going. Yeah, we gonna show up like this type of entrance, because they know what it is. See, the thing about it is they got y'all to go after. They got you to curse yourself by making what they were doing to entice you. and you bit right there, like that World Fair's full of gypsies. Facts. The gypsies is nothing more but than American Red Cross. Just a collection of nations, stateless, roaming the cities, roaming the countries. Established governments didn't allow gypsies in. They just running around. They're not willing to be civilized. You remember the boxing event, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and they came out and blew that horn? That's that circus call. That's that overthrow shit. That's that World War I, white supremacist Viking shit. The Vikings was nothing more than an army unit established by Nazi Germany. Press one. There's a policy holders. That's it. It's just policy enforcers. So y'all got to understand. Once they get the call, they in the animals. You know? But it's been a pleasure. I hope people learned something today from this basic conversation. We got 15 minutes left. 424-209-9506. Yeah, it get crazy. It get real silent when Kev start relating to that Bible, huh? Yeah. You cannot escape this. This goes no further than the word of God. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all niggas get real quiet. See, because we want to continue the conversation forever and ever and ever and ever, and that's confusion.
Unknown caller.
There is a definitive. Press 1. When I'm done, it ain't gonna be no more conversation. It'll be just what it is. It's what it is. Coffee and Kush TV, you're on the air.
Excuse me. Hi. This is Lita from Ohio.
Mrs. Ohio, what's up, Lita?
I'm just calling because we've been going through all this, and you get to a point where you could really, I know when I'm listening, it's like everything came together like a brick wall today. And it's been developing, and I've been continuously trying to get close to God and asking Him to let me see things. But it's like, I think so many people, or even I'll just say myself, because I don't want to say, it's so many things that we do in our everyday lives that we clueless to know that is dishonoring God.
Right.
You don't even know. You just living. And I'm a person that has removed myself from a lot of stuff of the world. But it's still so much for me to know. And sometimes it just challenges yourself, because I think a lot of people, this is to me what I'll have to still ask Him to keep letting me be close to Him. Because when you realize that so many lies that you've been told and what you've been knowing and thinking is illusion, it's a lot to come to, and then you come back and think like, okay, I'm never going to be good enough for God in this world. I mean, I'm talking for myself personally.
Right.
And so it's like,
but that's not true.
That I'm going to.
But that's not true.
I know.
You know,
it's not true.
I had to understand that myself. Like, dang, is a person even worthy of that?
Right.
Even though once see, you got to go through that to understand that, though. That you're not worthy, but you still have to. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to keep not turn back. When you said not turn back, I've been saying that all along. I always felt like I have a relationship with God, but right now, oh my God, I can just see. I'm trying to put my words together, and I don't know if that's why people don't call in. It's not, to me personally, it's not that I'm like, oh, I'm scared of God or nothing. It's just like you just sit here and just say, wait a minute, and then you go to the part when people that might not be able to see it.
It's like that?
Yeah, because it's, to me, it's just making me be back to myself, because even as a child, and I have a good family, and when I talk about stuff, so when I hear people say, like, you're going to disconnect from your family, maybe we haven't all had the same revelation of how we see stuff, and we not not all the way out of our worldly ways,
right.
But in my personal family, I can see we all working to the same tune. Like, I can see the elevation in everybody. Like, when we're talking about it, I can talk to them about everything, and some things that they might not get to, or even if I don't get to, like when I listen to you, I might not, the first time might not hear it, but then I do research, because you question everything, because everything is a lie. So, you know, you got to try to really feel and to know who is really with God, not just saying it, not just getting on something to get the proper circumstances, and they really might not even realize. They probably think they might be, but you can still be disillusioned. In this world, it's difficult.
Of course,
so I just pray
you got a
for
whole
him to keep me
society of black
protected.
people who are Confederates. So imagine telling them that they with the Confederate Party, but even deeper than that, you know, it's a Germanic mindset that they're under, and it's a white supremacist, and it was you can look back in time and see the daughters of the Confederacy are the ones who became the teachers and set the literacy, and the Rockefeller foundations and all of these things that pumped this Germanic white supremacist mindset. It was to get you to turn against yourself, and you wouldn't even know it.
Right. And they did it.
Yeah, of course.
They did it, but thank God for God's grace that we waking up.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
That's
okay.
Facts. Thank you so
I'll go
much.
ahead, but I just wanted to say that because it's a process. It's a process that I know a lot of people probably struggling with it, because some people, when you know it, that's another thing. People have to be humble too, because if you know it, you have to understand that we've all been through some kind of disillusion. Nobody don't have it, otherwise we wouldn't be where we at. So that's how I know that God really been into me, because that's how I can say it ain't no black and white issue. It's good versus evil. It's people who believe in God and people who don't.
Right.
And I'm gonna go ahead and go on that note.
Thank you for that so much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. See, God's people are different. You know, people think I'll be being mean. Well, if you think I'm mean, then you ain't been in the street and never took no hard criticism, because this is easy. Be quiet in my classroom. Oh, you mean? Oh, you ain't gonna know nothing if I'm not mean. Press what? You ain't gonna know shit. You gonna be thinking I'm just a YouTuber here to do backflips for you, when you know I can use my platform for entertainment purposes sometime, but I'm also a podcaster, and I also talk about these subjects to give the unheard a voice. Press one. Now, us as black people, we this ain't entertaining. Knowing our history, this is the aha moment. This is the wait a minute. This is what I've been thinking about type shit. So I even myself had to get to like, I couldn't go at everything trying to entertain the people who need to be entertained. Let me use the entertainment phase to get back into and keep it on what's real. You know what I'm saying? So y'all won't go too far. I throw a little, this one, it's already potent enough. You know what I'm saying? It's potent enough, but we ain't gotta stay in that specific realm. But it's crazy. I need people to research the Black Tom explosion, Black Tom Island, White, the Isle of Wight. We need to research maritime law. We need to research the floods of the 1920s, which would be
unknown caller.
The Louisiana Purchase all the way up north. That flooded land became marsh and easy to sell and sold to the federal government, in which Manifest Destiny plays a huge role.
Send a voicemail.
Coffee and Kush TV. You on the air?
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. What's up?
So So anyway, like the Red Cross or whatever, like.
Wait a minute. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Laura.
Laura, what's up, my friend?
My apologies. Life has kind of taken me in a different direction lately, so I've been busy with that. And
I got you.
Whatever, but with the Red Cross, so it's originally from Switzerland. It's the International Red Cross. I think a lot of Americans.
I'm sorry, Laura.
I think a lot of Americans always.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I thought for the longest time, even when I was younger, it was more like a American entity that went across, like beyond borders, if you will. For a humanitarian effort during wars, conflicts, etc. You know, famine, whatever. But it's actually from Switzerland. So we have just like an arm of it, if you will.
And the Switzerland flag is the same.
It's the red, yeah, it is. And as far as the Nazis go, including America's role in World War II, the Swiss banks funded it, and they are a neutral country, which is very odd to me.
Wait a minute.
They were neutral up until just recently.
They funded who? They funded World War I and II?
I'm not exactly sure about World War I, although I'm pretty positive. I just have never, I don't have enough time to go back to World War I. You could spend your whole lifetime dissecting World War II.
Yes.
Still coming up short. You know how it is. But yes, so you know how Prescott Bush, like the Bushes are said to have funded, but America got in trouble. They were funded by Swiss banks. If you look into American history throughout since World War II, multiple times were funded. When BlackRock came in with what was Biden, there's so many ties back to actual Swiss banks. And another thing, man, I could go on for hours because this is where I've been stuck, of course, but I won't bore you. Long story short, there is a company, a pharmaceutical arm called Roche. Roche is Switzerland. It is their Pfizer, if you will, like the German entity for Germany during the war. But they took on the biological, the genetic, if you will, versus just like the pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
So they're basically what I see happening. Put it this way. Switzerland has always been neutral. How do you lie in wait and not be, you never get blamed if you're neutral.
Well, that's
you're a sleeping dragon.
Right.
You're a sleeping dragon.
It's kind of like the Vatican. It's kind of like, just let us hold the money and you guys do what you do.
My mother always told me a long time ago about during the Crusades and stuff. She said with the Crusades, she told me that the Crusades, it was the Knights Templars, right? Well, there was a pope that tried to eradicate them. Now, did he actually eradicate them, or was it kind of like when they let the Nazis go and only a couple got their hands caught in the cookie jar at Nuremberg?
Oh, I like the way you subliminally did that. Great. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So then you have the Knights Templars use the cross, with I believe the red cross with the white background.
Go ahead, Laura.
Which is the opposite
Which is
the opposite of Switzerland.
Go ahead.
Which is where they were supposedly the ones that took all the wealth. They were the ones robbing, just like the robber barons of railroads in America.
My goodness, tell it, Laura.
They have sent you blame the Nazis. Yeah, blame the Nazis. But listen, the Swiss are behind it all. And who's to say who they really are? Who's to say who they really are? I don't know. But let me tell you, it's a small country. So I would say, yes, there are plain people living in Switzerland. But also, what if it's just the arm of power when you have these humongous banks sitting there? And then on top of that, the Ukraine thing. You have Russia, for the first time, leaving their neutrality and they are sanctioning Russia. They took tons of money from Russia. I am not saying Russia is a good person. Remember the pictures of Obama, Putin, and the guy from China all together.
Yeah.
I think that they are literally going into destructo mode, just like Google and YouTube and all these entities were supposed to be a platform for conversation.
Right.
And they have pretty much broken themselves to be able to censor any kind of information.
Right.
So the world is now breaking itself.
Yes.
To build up what they really wanted to do, which is this transhumanist agenda
Of crypto
they're going to,
and blank money built with no resources backing it, just bunch of NFTs and non-fungible going around in the damn community.
They were having the
Hold on,
Will
Twin
Smith
Flame,
debacle.
I got this. This is my polar opposite. But press one, Laura, is just like me, but the Karen version. I'm Kevin, and that's Karen. Press one. Go ahead. You got the flow. Go ahead.
While Will Smith was having his meltdown, if you will, we were all distracted by that. They had their World Summit in Dubai.
Oh, thank you so much, Laura. My favorite white correspondent
Dubai
tells us everything.
Built on human atrocities, slave labor in modern times built that. They took people with the promise of, jobs from all these poor countries and tore up their passports when they got there and basically housed them like chickens in a coop. Yes. So they have it there, and it's literally the heading. As soon as, do you know who Klaus Schwab is?
Yes.
Klaus Schwab is from Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
He is the head of the World Economic
I heard
Forum.
of Schwab.
Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum. He is humongously into transhumanism. If you look at some of his things, he comes out, and all I can explain it as is a black wizard costume.
Oh my
and it pretty much has the emblems of the black sun on it.
Oh, my goodness.
So therefore, they go, and as soon as he leaves the stage...
Oh, my goodness. That's not good. These guys is the cult of death.
Yes,
this is
they
Nazi
go in,
Kaliman
the
CERN
literal
program 666.
Right. Well, CERN's in Switzerland.
Come on,
CERN's
girl.
in Switzerland.
I told you I could turn you on like that, girl.
CERN's in Switzerland.
Like
I'm telling you, they have found a way. They have found a way with CERN starting, but there's these synchrotrons all over the world. There's 30 some of them in all these different countries, and they have found a way to tap the human genome. I don't know if it's into the brain or not, but regardless, it's going... Okay, listen. First and foremost, after Klaus Schwab gets off the stage, it's the next conversation at this World Forum, at the summit, is the world ready for a new world order?
Oh, my goodness. This is recent.
This was like last week, if not the week before. It was while the Will Smith was going on. But also... I have been reading. So like the cloud for the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not a cloud. When we generate data, which is almost like a modern age manifesting, we are constantly searching for knowledge. Just you and I having this conversation, they record everything we say.
Of course.
I don't know for what purpose. That's not the point.
Well, it's to build the artificial program, the mega mind.
Oh, I'm sure, because it educates itself. Now, do you remember, sidestepping that point, do you remember a couple of years ago it came out with some sort of articles saying that they had some AI technology that they used to educate itself with all of the information it was finding on the internet, and within a matter of, it was either days or hours, it became fascist. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember, but I keep telling my audience that I'm up against a collective mindset that believes it's smarter than me. And they didn't believe me, but tell me more.
Well, there's something in quantum physics, because it's the macro and the micro.
I told you that's what I study, quantum physics. Go ahead.
It's something with a perfect symmetry.
Come on.
And it's something that, it basically runs so many viruses, so many things would hit it, and basically what would come out on the other end is the perfection model.
Right. the perfect human.
leading into that.
Go ahead.
Leading into that, I read these articles. I run plenty of them. They're not very definitive, like in the future. I think the technology is still new. At least I'm talking about it to like common people. They have used these humongous facilities to house the data, but they have to keep it cool, which takes a shit ton of energy, enough to like you could do whole towns. So that's where the energy is, like that's where it's going. Like California has rolling blackouts probably because Silicon Valley, they're taking so much to keep it cool. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all of this is going, there's so much data in the world that it's going to supersede the amount of energy that they have to cool it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it'd almost be like Y2K, but like thousands of times worse. Because we would top out. Like it hits the plateau and you can't go any further. So what they've done, they can take floppy disks, CDs, ROMs, whatever. I'm not a techie person, but throughout history, they've evolved to the point where they have these humongous quantum things to store the stuff. It's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
DNA can store the data. DNA can store the data.
Yes.
For everything on planet Earth.
Yes.
And that is, I believe, what they are using the shots to run all the viruses. Because that's why TB is on an uptick.
DNA. If it was just any DNA, it would be simple. They would have been done.
It's not any DNA. They have to run all that to get to that perfect.
They need that person. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if it's one person. I don't know if it's a group of people.
No,
who knows? I don't know.
It's one person.
I don't know.
It's one person.
But that's all I gotta say.
Thank you so much.
But
for
Switzerland, that Shiva outside of CERN, it means something. You destroy one world to procure the next.
I know. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much, Twin.
Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. Simple. Keep telling you, the word of God is real. This time to be alive was like a conspiracy theorist's favorite. Like, what's going to happen? What's up? Chill out. They are, they focus on a particular bloodline, of course. Why? But why? The question is, why aren't you? What bloodline? And why aren't you is the question. That's because you don't believe in God. That's why. That's why. Because if you did, you would be studying his stuff. You'd be living according to what, or trying your best. You don't want to know the history. You think it make you look bad or something. I don't know. God brought you from way up there all the way down there because you want to moon worship and sun worship and do what led you into bondage the first time, Egypt. You want to do what Sodom and Gomorrah does and burn your children up and sacrifice them to the street or whatever your ass, demonic ass, is into and curse with. You take your children right there with them, take you to the club. A lot of y'all can't wait till your daughters turn old enough to go to the club and get in the mirror so y'all can both, so the mama can pretend she's 16 and 19 and you say, look at these two people. That's mama and daughter. And come on, grandma. And grandma come out twerking with two, right with them. Oh, it's a whole life family full of just irresponsibility. That's why. And people ain't got no shame because the fathers was taken out the home and slaughtered and murdered. You don't know your history. You don't know who you are. You don't deny God this whole time. And he don't told you in Deuteronomy what he was going to do to you and who he was going to bring against you. Ain't no even reason to even trip. They know what God you serve. They know who you are. They know exactly who you are. Press one. You don't know, and you don't believe in the God that you serve. You don't curse yourself. You can't give up moon worship. That's all it is. You can't give it up. You and the fellas of Israel, the niggas, press 1. I call them the niggas of Israel. These niggas is weak as hell to where knowing your father is the best time to be alive, to where this is cool now. And you scared. What I'ma do? Well, I'm go home. That's what you're gonna do, and talk about God. First 1, lead them correctly. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. I only gonna get you so far. They said this place was hollowed out, bombed all over the place. The black community's destroyed all over America, and you want to be a damn rapper. Every other nation come here and get reparations for working on a damn railroad and stand up in small internment camps so they can get some nationality. Yet your ass was in a damn real Holocaust, land snatched up up under you, talking about you from Africa. You know, black is the term that Nazi Germany used that made you unpure but acceptable. If they stood you up right. They did the same thing you did over there. They made you unacceptable. So Asian people, black. Black people, black. Slavics, black. Everybody black, but Swedish people and friends of bankers. Yeah, y'all the special ones who can live in Switzerland, just like Laura said. Press 1. Deuteronomy 28. Somebody needs to call that in and read Deuteronomy 28. I sure would love to hear it. You feel me? If somebody has got the nerve, and my McDonald's on the way, so I got 4 minutes before my McDonald's get here. I need somebody to read Deuteronomy now, but I think y'all scared because y'all don't want to curse yourself. That's what I think, and it ain't even Deuteronomy 28. It's just Deuteronomy, period. But 28 cut to the meat and potatoes. It get to the meat and potatoes, but it's all of it because it wants you to remember the covenant that he made with Moses, who pleaded for your safety. Moses didn't have to plead. Every time God was about to backhand you, here come Moses walking up the street. Do please, no, God. He don't know. He's a murderer. He's stupid. Come on, God, let me just work with him. Here come Moses again. Here come the speakers of you. That's why I be telling people. A lot of people think they can just talk to God. God got his face away from a lot of y'all. Press 1. He ain't trying to hear your blessing or your prayer that you trying to give somebody else when your name is cursed in them street. I ain't going for this stuff no more with y'all make believe ass shit. I tried. Laura just called in. You think she's African American? No. Damn it. She trying to tell you the truth. She tried to tell you in so many words the Crusades wasn't nothing but a fable that these people made up and the real thing happened. Okay? But Sweden got the heads of state, the Negroes. Decided Washington Redskins helmet. Press 1. The Negro head. Press 1. They got them. The bankers took their property and enslaved them into internal bondage. That's why they call it the devil. That's why it's called the devil. The Negroes are God's people who curse themselves by not believing in God and chasing after foreign gods and foreign women. Press 1. So don't hate on me. Don't hate on me because y'all messed up. I'm here to present the truth. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. What up?
Hey, I was just calling to read Deuteronomy 28.
Oh, well, go ahead then, sister.
Okay. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shalt thou be the fruit of the body, the fruit of the ground, the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket, thy store. Blessed shall be when thou comest in. Blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. I'm sorry, I get my glasses on.
You got it. You got it.
The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which thy Lord giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep thy commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee.
So,
are you going to keep going?
Yeah, of course. But let me ask you. So, if they just change from their ways and hearken unto the world, will see they didn't have to do nothing but change from their way. The world will fear these people because they will know they found themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Queen. You got it.
Okay, let me go back here. Okay, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of the body, and in the fruit of the cattle, and in the fruit of the ground, and the fruit of the land, which the Lord sware to thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure in heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in the season, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail.
Now, wait a minute. So, do we lend to anybody?
No.
No. Go ahead. I just making sure that he said, but what he said, no. Go ahead. We don't lend to nobody because we don't follow his way. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And the Lord shall make thee the head. Okay, I just read that verse. Okay, I'm going here. And not go aside from any word of God which command thee this day to the right hand or to the left, to go after the gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Okay, now wait. He about to read the curses right now. So because you didn't hearken, this is the curses. Go ahead.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall be in the field. Cursed shall thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of the body and the fruit of the land, the increase of kine and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee a cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto, for to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of doing, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make thee pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with inflammation, and with extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with the mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth under it shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder, and dust from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out of one's way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. And thy carcass shall be meat until the falls of the earth, and to the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, with the itch whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. Thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
Wait a minute.
Thou shalt.
He said you're going to be oppressed and spoiled?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that sounds like slavery and communism at the same time. Your hand going to stay out.
Democrat, baby.
Ooh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I lost my spot. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. Thou shalt be wroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat therefore. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and thou shalt not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and cursed always. So that thou shalt be mad for sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, into the nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and byword among nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them up. Thou shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine oil shall cast its fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall all go into captivity. All thy trees and fruits of the land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up from thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, to which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord.
Wonder, I'm sorry, young lady. A sign and a wonder is a few generations, and that thereof. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for all abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Facts.
Thy Lord shall bring a sin against thee.
The yoke of iron. What's that?
The Pope. The prophecy.
Lord, go ahead.
Okay. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Wait a minute. As swift as an eagle?
Mm-hmm. Like the one at the top of that building you got in that corner.
All right, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that we are here. Go ahead.
We here, okay. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor shall favor the young, and shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until they have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
He besiege mean go to war with.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! You ever seen a besieged castle in a video game or one of these movies? That mean they all coming. They all. But this man, you ain't even gonna know. Go ahead.
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Woo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I lost my spot. I'm sorry. I'm on my phone.
You all right? Take your time. I'm here.
Okay. I'm here. Okay, I'm here. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body and the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, which thy Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege and in the straitness, where within thine enemy shall distress thee, so that man is tender among you and very delicate. His eyes shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom and towards the remnants of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom shall eat, because he hath nothing for them in the siege and the straitness, where within thine enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards the son, and towards her daughter. And her young one that cometh out between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, where within thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gate. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of the law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear his glorious and fearful name, thy Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. Moreover, he will bring to thee all of the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and thou shalt cleave unto thee. Also sickness and every plague which was written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring unto thee, until thou be destroyed, and he shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars in the heavens for multitude, because thou wouldn't obey the voice of the Lord God. And it shall come to pass that the Lord rejoice over you to do so, you good, and you multiply you. Oh my goodness, read that. You multiply, so the Lord will rejoice you over to destroy you and you not, and ye shall be plucked from the land which thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone.
Wow.
Hold on.
But I want the audience to know that God put that on these people, on y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all went out
Yes,
chasing their gods, and you don't got caught up in Buddha and all these other gods of wood and stones and marble, and don't gave yourself over to the authority of their people. Go ahead.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And thou shalt hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and have none assurance in thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, God would God it would if God would God it were even, and at even thou shalt would God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way, whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be unto your enemies and bondmen and bondwomen, and shall buy you.
Well, is that not what you became? Bond women?
I'm sorry?
Is that not what we became?
Yep.
Bond women and bond women. Is our names not as bonds and in trust that we do not have?
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't it on the stock market? There's a book called How Adolf Hitler Got Rich Off the Stock Market. There's videos about this. We have to get involved, because to know is one thing, but to study God's word, and it's here as well, as far as the fall and all of these other things, it just validates my faith, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you.
Yeah, that was Deuteronomy 28.
I thank you for that. I thank you for that.
No problem.
Yes, ma'am. And there's a lot more. I can see my screen messed up in the back, probably because I just, there it go. Let me change this light. Whatever. Fuck it. I'll do it later. But there was a couple calls that was coming back. But you have to understand what all this means. You know, we talking about the Swedish, the Red Cross. This is white supremacy at its finest. Press 1. Nobody can deny this. No one. Because this is the history as it happened. Not as they told you. You ever heard that saying, his story? Well, what else do you have to go on but their story? How about the truth? Because their story is his story as well. Press 1. They're all here by way of international nationalism and to subdue you, because you stand the curse. You ever heard the Mormons say the Negroes are cursed? And you get like, oh, that's racist. No. You curse. You don't even know what they mean by that. You don't know what the world knows and what you don't. You don't know how, and then you don't believe in the world, and they serve a different God than you. They serve a God that they forefathers didn't even recognize now. Like, what the hell is y'all doing? So it seems like y'all caught up in psychotrauma religion based psychotherapy or something, where y'all all came to a consensus that this is Jesus, even though that's a prophecy about the coming of the Son of Man. Press 1. He painted him as a Eurocentric white man, which is blasphemy. Say it with me, which is blasphemy. Again, the black people went and start worshiping him, thinking that this white person, It's in the sky coming. It's going to catch them in the air and take them to heaven. Even though God ain't said nothing about you going to heaven. Press 1. That's why you're in this position now. Because you're going after what other people say God said. You're going off of hearsay. God say, I'm telling you, the only person who want to get to heaven is the one who got kicked out. And all of his little minions. So good luck. All the people who want to go to heaven are the ones doing all the atrocities on earth. They don't want to accept the truth that they robbed and pillaged everything from the Negro. But they believe in white Jesus, who is manifest destiny. I got it. White Jesus got to be manifest destiny. Yeah. Sir, that ain't even the way Jesus looked. Well, who cares what he actually looked like to keep? Well, I care. Shit, I care. I care what he sound like, what he looked like, what he knew. I care. Was the Red Cross running the Nazi concentration camps? And was the real people who was in the Holocaust American Negroes? I say yes. I say yes, and they were almost extinct. You was destroyed. Lord have mercy. He almost completely wiped us out. See, God got to make a point that you his, and you're going to do exactly what you better do if you want part of this living will and testimony in his kingdom. Because we all got to die. Who going to die with him, though? Who going to die and be in the bosom or in Thug Mansion for real? Press 1. Our people was put in Red Cross internment camps, concentration camps. I didn't know that the people running the concentration camps were the Nazis. They ain't never told me that part, huh, your madre? Boy, don't I wish I could go back to class and that teacher say, ain't no wrong question. I'd stand up and say, did the Red Cross run the Nazi concentration camps? And watch this lady lie to my face as a child. President. See, because they would know that a whole generation of young black men are headed in the right direction. The sons and the daughters of the Confederacy are the ones that taught you was from Africa. They trying to make it look like North Africa and Europe is two different places. But not until I started looking at the map myself. Ain't no such thing as no damn North Africa. What the fuck is fucking Maine in America? North America? You know what I'm saying? That's Canada damn near. What the fuck is all them states that's at the top up there, North Oregon and shit? Get the fuck out of here. Damn sure didn't say they were black Nazis. Well, I'm starting to think that it was all theatrics. You hear me, Chrissy? I mean, after they took down the Hellfighters, Adolf Hitler and this little swastika thing is the perfect cover-up of what's stolen. Do you hear me? So, while that's going on, let's take a look at, in our minds, at the history. You got 1933. You got, when was the Federal Reserve Bank with that big old eagle, which we know as the Federal Reserve, which is not a part of the United States. When did they become part of the United States and start printing the money? This is the important thing. And start looking at what Hitler was doing. And you'll realize it's the same blueprint. These McDonald's cookies are delicious. It's the same blueprint, family. What Hitler did in Germany, it was the same thing they was doing over here at the exact same time. They beat you with cinema and theatrics. See, the Ashkenazi Jew is a professional at media. There was an Adolf Hitler, just like there was a Heimlich Himmler too. But the Ashkenazi Jew went to war with Hitler, and they beat him with propaganda. I just didn't know how deep the propaganda was. They started dressing up and had all type of Adolf Hitler's playing a dumb role, trying to make it look like he was on some whites, which didn't make sense because he not blind hair, blue eye. But now it does when you know who was running the propaganda at the time. Press 1. So yeah, it's propaganda, and it's against their enemy, which was Adolf Hitler. So they made up, and not made up. They did this whole production of World War II, when I already told you it's the theater of war, and made it look like this. And then they went even took a step further and said the Russians and the Germans was in war, World War I, and then they was at odds, and then America came with the Hellfighters, and they was matching history and playing with remote control cars at the World Fairs and sinking Titanics at the World Fairs. We got to be smart, people. You got to be smart. You can't let them outthink you, because they already told their story. They locked in forever with that dumbass story. Press 1. That shit made sense when we was 2 years old. But they can't change their history. It's written. The only thing they can do is amend laws and entertainingly confuse you more and more. They don't got nothing left. God knew they gonna run out of propaganda. They cannot. The only thing they got is space now. They give you a good space movie. Elon Musk is the smartest man on earth and ain't did shit. Press 1. Even the car he sent outer space was fake, and I proved that. That's all the world got. It's fake stuff. Everything fake. The truth about who we are. See, God shut this thing down. He said, sit y'all asses down. Let me take care of y'all for a minute. The American Negro not only deserve reparations, they deserve to be reclassified and reestablished as the heirs to property that they don't even know that they have. Press 1. And illegal banks and establishment who dethroned them is way in a different country, which is illegal. And all the people who came under the banner of this Red Cross need to take their ass home. That's why they wouldn't want me to be president. I'll be thinking about all the shit they did. You gotta go. God say do away with the evil. You gotta go. What they've done. Now I know God did it. But Lord have mercy, with the repercussions behind what they've done is worse than you. God said whoever took a man into captivity shall go into captivity. You don't made a nigga a slave, not an indentured servant. You don't made a nigga. You don't forgot about the Lord's Prayer, where you forgive a man his debt. Every 7 years, you forgive a man his debt. That's why the Catholic Church took that out of the Bible. They cursed themselves. They took that out the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our debts as we forgive those. They said, no, don't forget the debt. Tell them to forgive those who trespass, like we did on their land. Yeah, tell them. Catholic Church said, yeah, tell them forgive them for their trespass. Change that debt. Yeah, we don't forgive debt. Well, how are we going to have debt bondage if we got to forgive the damn debt every damn 7 year. That's not fair. You get it? It is a white supremacist philosophy. Forgive us our trespass. And you can thank Amanda for that one. I was tripping when she said that. I said, wait a minute. Because our people was brought up in the Catholic Church too. Have you forgiven somebody debt? I mean, forgiven the trespass. Now, if you in debt bondage, will you be in debt bondage after 7 years? No. Not if they was following God's law. 7 years is the bond. Press 1. Seven years. That's why they filed bankruptcy every 7 years and keep everything. You got it. Because they know the law. Donald Trump knows the law. Now you know what law they be talking about? Listen. Now do you know? That should say, in God we trust. Okay, don't get this twisted. Everything they do is right. But they evil asses. Press my oh, double up. This was crafty counsel, if you ask me. These motherfuckers follow the book for them. That's the Pharisees in the Bible. Remember, Jesus told, hey, do what the Pharisees say because they are right, but just don't do what they do. The thing is, they not doing it the way God say. If they have to give up the bond after 7 years, you'd have been rich. See? That's how King George had it. You emancipated after working your bond off. Press 1. If you didn't want to pay your bond, you ran away. Even I'll come catch your ass. I pay you. Gonna work this off. That's what you gonna do. Kev Gill's gonna put a goddamn bounty on your head for $200. And whoever catch him, bring his ass back. Press 1. The goddamn Sudanese nigga ain't finna run off on me. Press 1 got me fucked all the way up. People gotta understand what business is, how to run a nation, how to run a corporation, how to run, because your country is nothing more than a big corporation. It's a stolen corporation now. They stolen. And now that Q, press 1, that quantum computer. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that? Oh, well, maybe tonight. Maybe we'll do conspiracy night and talk about Q, the quantum computer, and talk about who Q is battling. I told you. Laura like, damn, Kev, like that? Yeah, like that. Press 1. Quantum computing, and who I told you we was fighting algorithm itself. Algorithm can't beat me. I'm Kev Bro. Coffee and Kush TV. It's been a pleasure. We're going to talk more about the American Red Cross, Nazi concentration camps, the American Negro, bombings and destruction that took place in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, the theater of war, Charlie Chaplin, Adolf Hitler, actors, crisis actors everywhere. We're going to continue this conversation and much, much more tomorrow in the morning. Tomorrow at class, of course. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Shout out to those who supported the channel today. Miss McCoy, shout out to you, Lita McCoy, for that contribution to the show. I appreciate you dearly, and those who was in my chat room chatting today. Thank y'all so much. It's been an honor, trust me. And as always, family, let me see. Where's my fucking streaming